Welcome to the first day of Discmas. We're going to start off with a light one. In today's episode, we're going to talk about my end of the year in the bag. Now, my bag is usually changing. Something's getting cycled in, a disc is getting lost, and I've got to find something to replace it. So we're going to see where I'm at the end of this year. For putting putters, I'm still rocking the Warden. I picked these up in March, right around St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to get a matching set this time. It's been a good, faithful putter. This was one of my putting putters from last season. It is now pretty warped and tacoed. This is my understable throwing putter now. For my straight and slightly understable slot, I've got two more Wardens. I still have the Zombie AJ Risley. For my straight approach disc, I actually have a very beat-in Ricky Wysocki Pig. This was my overstable approach disc at the beginning of the year, but now it's beaten to the point where it's got just a touch of hyzer flip with a reliable little finish. It goes dead straight. I can hammer on it almost 300 feet. It's been a super reliable disc. I would honestly hate to lose it. I just recently stuck this in the bag, which is a Ricky Wysocki Harp. It's considerably more stable than the Pig now. I just recently added the AGL Baobab to the bag. This is really going to be more of a utility putter. It's great for forehand rollers. Since I play a lot of woods golf, I also like to bag quite a few mid-ranges. For my understable option, this Azalea stamped Comet. It just wants to glide and go forever. For my straight mid-ranges, I'm leaning on the MD3. This green one has held its stability for several months now. I actually bought it at the end of last year, swapped out my EMAC Truth, and it's still holding pretty stable. And then for my overstable option, I've got this Malta. Now this Malta specifically, I contacted the owner and he was long gone and told me to keep it. If I end up losing this, I didn't spend any money on it, so I don't feel that bad about it. Other than my mid-ranges, some of my other favorite discs are 7-speed drivers. I carry 3. I carry this 2021 Azalea stamped River. This is a great hyzer flip to straight or hyzer flip turnover disc for me. Very beginner friendly. I think most people will enjoy and benefit from bagging this disc. I've got 2 evaders. This is a first run one that I've had in the bag for almost 2 years. And I've got a Ricky evader, which is more stable. One of my favorite overstable drivers of all time is the Dynamic Discs Felon. I picked this one up in the club store several months ago. It's very overstable. I don't know what it is about this plastic specifically. I know right here where the flight plate and the rim meet, there's a noticeable ridge. And if you compare it to the Lucid plastic from years past, it's much flatter. They beat in a little quicker. This one just seems to not want to beat in as quick and starts out much more overstable. I have the G-Star Invictus. This is a great hyzer flip disc for me, both forehand and backhand. I've got a Fly Guy stamped Stag. It's a great turnover disc, glides forever. I could probably easily push this 400 feet. I don't really throw a lot of distance drivers, but I do bag a few. Some of them are very situational, some of them are course dependent. For my overstable utility option, I'm throwing the AGL Cedar. This one is a glow metal flake. It's very overstable. I throw it a lot for skip shots, tomahawks, thumbers. Very good utility disc. I've got this Jory Fly Dies Wraith. I've had it now for 2 years. It's very understable. It's a big long distance turnover shot. I love this disc. It's awesome. His counterpart is the Beast on Honey Hill stamped Wraith. This is still a pretty stable Wraith. If I throw it hard and flat, it has some light turn. These next 2 drivers I've only thrown for 1 tournament. The first one is the Kristin Tattar Orbit Grace. This thing was a bomber on that course. It's just a touch more stable than my Wraiths, so it's a very complementary disc to them. And finally, the DD3 was an absolute workhorse at ECU. This was the only disc I could rely on to get me distance without drifting or turning over. Like I said at the beginning, the bag is always evolving, so what you see now is not necessarily set in stone. But if you like more stuff like this, be sure to stay tuned for the next day of Discmas. Be sure to like, subscribe, and have a good one.